Could it be that Vicky's mystery male guest only just moved in and she'd forgotten to let the council know? Chris and his team started to investigate, and the first thing they did was contact the other government bodies who'd been paying out to Vicky.
As a matter of course, we'll contact the Department for Work and Pensions to see if they're interested in investigating the case jointly, because if one benefit is involved, then chances are they will have an interest in the case. So we contact them as a matter of course and explain the circumstances of the investigation, and where possible we do joint interviews and joint inquiries to keep the costs of the investigation down, but also to make sure we cover all the benefits within the scope of the investigation.
They had the Department for Work and Pensions on board, and now they needed to establish the identity of the unknown man. All they had to go on was that they believed he was living with Vicky.
Well, we received information that Miss Cooling's partner had a car, and the investigator spotted the car outside the address during the inquiry, and we were able to find out who the keeper of that car was. It gave us a name for the partner, and we were able to then do further checks, including credit checks, which we found linked the partner to the address. As part of the investigation, we were able to establish that Miss Cooling's partner had a job, and we were able to contact the employer and find out what address they held for him, and indeed they held Miss Cooling's address as his home address.
So they had a name and proof that, as far as his work was concerned, he lived with Vicky. Chris knew via her original benefits claim that Vicky previously lived in the Broxbourne area and was interested to know what her status had been there.
Broxbourne were able to tell us that Vicky Cooling had also claimed as a single person in that area that no partner had been declared, and so that they were also interested in pursuing the investigation further.
Chris and his team had discovered that Vicky's children had both her and her partner's surnames. The oldest was 13, so this led them to speculate that the relationship had been going on for some time. As the net widened, so did the scale of the potential fraud.
At that stage of the investigation, we thought that it may be up to about £80,000 that have been overpaid in benefits to Miss Cooling as a result of this fraud.
What was, as far as we were aware, a fairly small fraud, because it was actually spreading into Broxbourne as well, actually widened out, and it was one of the biggest ones that we've ever come across.
Suspected fraudulent claims at 2 councils, not to mention her income support at the Department for Work and Pensions, added up to over 80 grand. Vicky Cooling had some explaining to do, and it was high time the investigators called her in for a chat.